All right. Good morning, everyone. Yes, we're back here as usual. This is Dan here at Dan Scott Traders Hub. I don't know if you guys are having a good time, but yeah, it is Dan here. Doing what? Ready to serve you, and of course ready to check the charts together and look at what is happening in the market. Yeah, a recap of yesterday. Yesterday the markets were very slow, so even the trades that we entered yesterday, I think the only one that I followed up through got some money was the one we entered right here on in real time, the one of V25S. Then the rest of the other trades where that came to our points of interest made the entry, but again we were taken out, having changed the structure. So the rest of the other trades, all of them, they were actually the moves never came through by the time, I think by around midnight. Yeah, that's the time I think I last checked the charts. Yeah, so that's how market went yesterday. So we're here now to check and see how we're going to see up the market. All right, so from without any further ado, let's now pray and start today's session. Father, we thank you for the beautiful morning. Thank you that we're here once again. Thank you for all the people that have gathered here to check the charts together so that we may look at how we can make this money today. So as we get into this session, thank you for the signals. Thank you for the exit and entry points, Lord. Thank you for the profits that we're going to make today and the recovery strategy that you've already planned for us to recover from yesterday's losses. Thank you that we are doing it. We are doing this today. In Jesus' name we prayed. Amen. All right. So now let's head to the charts. As usual, we start with crash 500. As usual, we start with crash 500. So let's check the charts together. Crash 500. So what are we? Okay, crash 500, we wanted it to at least come around this level so we can make our entries. Yeah, on coming back, it actually went all the way back to that order block and that resistance level. So right now, it is a bit skeptical for anyone to enter. Why? Why is it something very hard for anyone to enter? It's because right here we saw the change of the break of structure. So for us to enter, having seen an H4 that we had a change of character, but then we went back all the way up there, we have to wait, because even right here this was a change of character on H1. So it is not until we see this kind of move that can give us actually hope that we are going to continue selling. But of course you have to remember that, let's delete that, you have to remember that H4 is oversold and overbought, so it's looking for that kind of retracement where to that resistance level. Remember the general structure of this asset. According to weekly, we should be looking for sales. That's what we should be looking for. And according to daily, looking at the previous candlesticks, delete this. If you look at those candlesticks, this one right here, this engulfing one, and then that one right there. It tells you that this is today, I believe. So I think this is the one that has started today. So it started as a buy, but is it going to end as a buy because of what we are seeing on the H4 time frame? Having seen this kind of retest, I anticipate that we may start to see sales. We may start to see sales from that level, because we've been waiting sales on that very level. That's where we've been waiting sales from. So I can easily delete this now and keep that there, delete this, and then head back to H4 and look at what is happening on H4, delete all this, and just a bit. Is that retest enough? Or it wants to get back into that okay. Okay, so from what I see, the buy momentum is still on according to weekly, and it has even broken out of, gone above our 10 MA. So if I go to daily, clearly you see a breakout right there from this very trend line, and of course, we know this is a rising wedge, an expanding rising wedge. The anticipation is to give us that fake breakout and then later on come with sales. That is the anticipation there. So go to H4. H4 is overbought. Daily is insinuating that we should be looking for buys. That's where the challenge is, but we're not going to go with daily. So for now, we're going to go with what we're seeing on H4. H4 is overbought, and if H4 is overbought, we should now be seeing H1 overbought too. So if H1 is also overbought but has gone a bit to test back there, M30 is looking at giving us a change of character together with M15. So M15 is now what we're going to wait for to be overbought. All right. That is a previous valid order block on M15. So for now, we need that breakout right about there. Just need that right about there. That is what we need. That is what we need. So if we see that, then we come like that, and then we enter like that. That is what I trade. That is a structure I wait for. So that is a no-go for me. Let's now head to boom 1,000. Boom 1,000. Come on, come on. Boom 1,000. So what is boom 1,000 doing currently? So it broke out of that descending triangle. So now we can delete all this. We can delete all that. and this is what H1. First go to weekly. We are looking for buys according to weekly. According to daily, it's just a retest after the breakout structure. It's just a retest after the breakout structure right here, right there. It's just a retest. So now that we know it's just a retest, H1 is H4 is oversold and overbought, so it is coming probably to this order block. That's why you're seeing me having my buy limit from that point there. So it's been selling, so we missed the sell when it broke out right there, but we can actually wait for it right about here and make that buy. So do I have to keep with my buy limit there? I'm about to know that. So we can delete all this. We know where price is going according to H4. This was never actually tested. It may never be tested, so just delete it. Go to daily, look at any point of interest. First put that one there. There's no any point of interest at all according to daily. Go to H4. Yeah, the one we see is the one right here where we are seeing this fair value gap. That is the one we see right about there. So it's coming to this fair value gap. That's where it's going to grab the liquidity from and then push back for that, push back for the buys. So is it going to be something that we can enter today? On the side of the sales, I doubt we have a say in this market. And clearly we've seen a breakout on that weak resistance level. Currently it is on this support, on this valid order block according to H1. It is currently right about there. So we have that, but also we have this fair value gap, which is currently like a support level because of these two levels. Yeah, because of those two levels. So H1 is oversold, is currently touching the oversold level according to CCI. Why? Because of that valid order block. Is it going to be enough to actually give us push for a retest? We'll see about that. But going to H4, one may actually use that level and look at where it could retrace back to. So looking at that, one may say retracement is about there. So if we know that, then you can go back to H1, look at it properly, and there I see a fair value gap that is likely to actually give us something. So either that fair value gap or where I've drawn this right here. This is not that much of a significant thing, but this is something significant right here. So I may anticipate there's this fair value gap right here. it was tested already. Even this was tested, so there's that. So we have two levels that we are likely going to see price react back to before we can actually aim for this. But this is only according to H1. You have to understand that H4 is clearly selling straight out. It's clearly selling straight out. So for now, go to M15, see if there are some price reaction on that level. Not yet. So that tells us that it may continue selling. That tells us that it may continue selling because of the momentum it currently has. So until we see some price reactions on that level, we can't anticipate anything to actually see that kind of move. So nevertheless, even if I see any reaction, I may not even enter it. Why? Because H4 is selling massively, so I wouldn't risk. I would probably wait for my sales right here if it happens to react from there, because I know it is not only going to react on that, it has to continue all the way down. So that's why I would probably wait for my sales right there so that I be safe according to the trend that is going on H4. That's why I would do the waiting and enter a good clean trade. So we are currently reacting on that valid order block, which is on both H4 and M15, and H1. So it is a crucial order block. We have to see some reaction here. If it fails, then it will have to react on this other one down below, but it's likely to react on both of them, and then later on get back to this fair value gap, which is according to H4. Alright, so that's how I plan to trade this. If anything that I'm looking for comes in place, then I will make an entry. Boom 500. Boom 500. Let's see, what are we looking at? This, I think I made an entry. No, I had some buy limits which I later closed out because of what I had seen. I was waiting for this. That was last week. Then it did that. It reacted. Now this was the reaction coming back to that order block. There's a fair value gap and what have you. So it has now done that same thing, and according to H4, you clearly see that we had an opportunity to have a sniper entry right here when it gave us another order block, another double bottom, and now I can delete all this. We are getting there. That's what we want, so I delete all that. And now we need this move. So how are we going to enter that move? According to H4, price is above our 10 MA, but we have some price rejection there. Is it according to H1? It is according to H1. It is according to H1 right there. That is a rejection that we are seeing. So if I go to M15, it's a bit more clear the reason why we are seeing the rejection. Why? Because it is overbought. So meaning price is looking at first getting back down and then later on come strongly with the buys. So how are we going to make this entry? H1 is also overbought, so it means we are still going to be holding on to our buys before we can actually make the entry. So all we need is to get that signal that will push us for the buys. So until I see a breakout right here, I may not think of buying. for now. I may not think of buying, so all I'm looking for now is an entry to actually break out and give me the buys, or I get a confirmation to enter the sells, This here can be seen as a pennant where it is, meaning that this move will eventually be seen if we see a breakout, and that clearly will be taking us right about here, right about there. That's where we'll be looking at price taking us. So what do we do right here? This is in some short kind of consolidation, but it's not yet confirmed. So this low hasn't been confirmed yet, so we can't use it to confirm anything. So all I can say is it's a no-go. This can also come through. This can also come through right about there, and then take you a bit down to that fair value gap. I see a fair value gap, which is where this price actually reacted back to this one here. So whatever it is, if it is on H1, it's actually another block. Got M5 may be very clear on that. Yeah, M5 is a bit clear, and that is the order block right there that we saw price reacting back to. But more so, we actually see this order block, which is a valid order block on M5. We see it as the valid order block where price reacted back to according to M5. So price probably is gonna come back to that M5 order block. So for now, I cannot see any kind of, I don't see any kind of movement that I'm likely to enter. I can anticipate this move right here just because of what I see on CCI being a retracement area right there. So I can anticipate a pullback right back there, but until then I can't enter it. So it's not something that I have control over currently, until I have a confirmation of all the things, of all the price movements that I'm anticipating. So right about now, this is also a no-go. I don't know when the market is going to be a bit open for certain moves that are still pending, but as of now, Boom 500 is also a no-go. At least price reaction on Boom 1000 has started to be seen. So let's now go to V25S. What is happening? Boom 25, Volatility 25S, Vol 25S. So this was seen. I later realized why we didn't actually see this move is because this was like in a form of a symmetrical triangle, but again, more so is that the previous trend was this sell. So that's why we saw a breakout continuing with the sell. So that's the reason why. So all this is now meant to be dealt with. Even this, we don't need it anymore. Delete that. But what was more important was to understand that price was in a range. Go up there and then come down. That was what was most important. So delete that and now go back to, let's get to weekly. Let's see what is weekly saying. Weekly saying we are selling, so the general trend is a sell. What is daily saying? Daily is saying that we still have a rejection where we are, and currently, excuse me, and currently I don't know what's happening. I'm yawning over and over today, man. All right, so currently we clearly see that price is on the retracement level right there according to CCI. And then if I go to a bit, if you can see there, you can see that this valid order block is holding this price right about there. Is currently holding that price, is rejecting, is holding it, and that can be taken as a support level. Price has reacted at that level several times, but it's being weakened. The more it reacts on that level, the more it weakens that support level, meaning this may not be so much of an importance to us at a later stage. So this is the important level right there. So as price now pushes back there, we are likely going to see enough momentum to actually break out that level and continue with the sell, just like we want to bring us all the way back to that trend line. Why? Let's see according to weekly. That is why. That is a support trend line right there. It is a support trend line right about there. So that's what we'll be anticipating. If I go back to daily, in fact to H4, can easily delete all this now. Delete all that. Now I want to anticipate. According to H4, we are oversold. According to daily, we want a retracement. We want to see some retracement. Back to where? What further we get now? Go to H4, look at a certain point of interest. I believe we may see actually breakout. I believe we may see a breakout. Price is failing to go back up. It wants to break out this very support level. So let's see, does it have momentum to break out? I don't see it. Yes, these three candles can easily show us a bit of more sell momentum, but is it enough to break out? Alright, so this is what we also see. That will be a descending triangle. That would be a descending triangle. So having seen that, this one right here as a descending triangle, there's a possibility of price coming back to this OB right there. Just like it touched it there, there's a possibility of price coming back right about there to just test and give us a fake breakout, only to react back from there and then come with enough momentum to push price where we need it to actually go in sales. So for now, this move right here is there's another order block right here. Another fair value gap right there, right about here. but it's not that much of a valid, that much of a big point of interest. This was the one right there. Why? Because if I put my fib like that, clearly you would have seen that this was the first point of interest right there. Of course, there was also this fair value gap. There's that fair value gap, but this was the valid order block just in the premium, so that's why price reacted back to it. So currently, as it is consolidating, as we mostly do, we will anticipate a fake breakout right about there. This is a descending triangle. Yes, it is on a support level, but clearly all analysis and trend shows that we should be looking for more sales. So we anticipate price to get back there to just fake us into that breakout, and then later on come back to sales and actually get enough momentum to break out and continue selling. So that's what I'll be anticipating right there. So going to H1 and M15, clearly I start to see some buys coming in shape. So right there I will wait for what I normally wait for, which is change of character according to M15. Once I see it, then I wait for my entries, pull back and then entry. But as of now, it's a no-go, no business with it at all until I see something of sort. So that's a no-go for me. V75. Now V75, those who remember, we wanted to enter buys yesterday. In fact, I had even buy limits right here. So I entered it only to push back when it went there and then came down again, took my stop losses, and we were out of that market. So it kept on, it gave us this breakout, thinking that we had actually gotten a good, successful breakout, but it met this reaction, a support level right here. So it reacted from there, and eventually we saw, let me first rename this V75. So we actually saw change of character right there, and then pull back after change of character down below there, and price started to go into buys. But you clearly see that where it is, there's also that resistance. That's where we wanted price actually to first get back to. That was 1 point. Price get to first get there, and then we sell it. It reached on that level yesterday. Was it yesterday or today morning? I'm not sure even. So it reached on that level, I think today, and then price started to push for the sales. On reaching back to that order block, it went back again into buys. Now it actually went all the way back to that order block. Right about there. Right there, I can anticipate my sales. Why? Because the general trend is still a sell. The buy that we were looking for here yesterday, those who remember, those who attended the session, was just a retracement buy to get us back there or all the way up there. So we had our TP level here and there, of course, but we were taken out by surprise like that. Fake breakout, went back in, touched where we wanted to sell from, then immediately sold. And currently we are seeing price now getting back inside again. This is like the third time, the second time going back inside, and probably this time it's going to push all the way up or again react from that level. We don't know, so we'll wait. According to M30, the buy is still on. According to M15, yes, the buy is still on. But is it going to exceed this order block? That resistance level? Is it going to exceed it? I'm not sure. We will see. But for now, I'm also not going to enter this because nothing shows me an entry. Nothing gives me an entry. This is still looking at buying. So until I have either change of character or another breakout here, but even that breakout won't be enough to convince me to make an entry on V75. So I will just, I can now delete these. And now I won't be looking at anything. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's just do it like that. High, low, high, low. So it's going for the high according to H4. Is it going to reach it? Momentum to continue for the high is a bit reduced. So if it has gone back there, then that means it's coming strongly with a sell to breakout here. Another candle of H4 has just started. So it means enough momentum to push this. Do we have an entry? And not yet. We don't have an entry because this is a breakout structure right here. Not even a breakout structure. It's actually, we've been actually in the buy since here. That's where we saw the change of character. So we've been seeing breakout structure, which that resistance tried to push. We didn't see any change of character. The change of character actually happened right here. Right there, that's where we saw the change of character. But then price went all over again back inside there, and we saw another change of character right about there, and then came here, went back, breakout structure. So clearly we are still in a buy according to M15. So I don't have anything to confirm the sells. I'm not rushing into it. I will just leave it where it is and wait for my perfect entries. That is V75. Let's now head to jump 50. What were we looking for on jump 50? Where are my setups? Okay, it has come back to that resistance level right there, and clearly it is giving us like an M formation. It's somehow giving us that kind of M formation. So the way the next candle closes can be much more significant because we need to see the breakout. We need to see the breakout right there. We need to see that kind of breakout if we are going to sell it. But clearly H4 tells us that we are in a buy trend. Now we are just going to be looking for a retracement. Where? Back to that valid order block right about here. So now go to H1, delete this. So all we need is price to react back to this level. That's what we want. Once it gets there, then we come in with the buys because we are still buying. So let's go to daily. What are we looking at? Retracement back to where? Back to where? Daily we are in a retracement. So the general trend according to daily is a sell. So why are we retracing and where are we going back to? This is a high that is trying to give us this low. That gave us this current low. So it has reached the level. It's weird. It's weird. So why are we looking for buys again according to H4? We've reached the level that we should be actually getting sells again according to daily. Something is missing right here. Go to H4, daily, H4. Structure is still a buy. Break of structures are there. How about daily? Not really. It's a pullback. Just pullback to what? That order block? That was not even a valid order block. Okay, this is still confusing, but I don't trade something confusing. H1 clearly is giving me an order block. Sales that I'm actually anticipating. It's trying to give me the sales that I'm actually anticipating according to what we saw being an M formation on H1, on H4. Yeah, so just to trade that right leg of an M and call it a day can also give us what we need, but okay, let me make my entry here. It's a bit late to make the entry. We may see a pullback right there, but being a retracement, just a retracement trend, we may not even see anything. It may continue selling all the way down below here, and then we start to get into buys. So that's why I've decided to just make that entry right there. And clearly this is a big stop loss, so I'm just gonna put it just above there, because I've entered early. Supposed to wait. Let's confirm on M15. Yes, M15 says I was supposed to wait. I was supposed to wait for it to do what? To wait for it to do what? Still consolidating. Please don't make an entry. This is still consolidating according to M15. According to M15, it's so weird. It's just weird the way this price is moving. But according to H4, I need to trade this M, that leg, to put me down below there. That's why I've entered. But then M15 is not giving any, confirmation at all. So this trade is based on H1 analysis and the kind of formation we are seeing on H4. We are looking for that right leg before we can continue with the buy. So that's why I've entered. I can't explain it more than that. I can't explain it more than that. So that is only and only for those who have big accounts. But again, if you can use your small lot size, which is 0.01, you can trade that. Now let's now head to jump 25. Today's market is a mess. Wow. All right, so H4, we are looking for buys. We have a change of character, so we need a pullback. So yesterday we were waiting for the pullback. It never happened. We had that. First go to H1. So we were already here. This is yesterday. So we wanted a pullback to have an entry, but we didn't get any pullback. I wanted at least to enter from there. I didn't get any. So according to H4, now that we've reached that level again, which is according to daily, which is just to actually continue selling, now we can enter sales. As we returned where it had that change of character. So according to H4, we are supposed to be selling now that it returned to that level. Yes. So let's see anything that is confirming the sell. H1 is not confirming, which is a bit weird. So if it is not confirming, it means we are still in a buy trend. If we are still in a buy trend, we have some points of interest right above there that price can react back to, such like that fair value gap right there, that one, that order block. So there are a lot. So what do we do? Let's look at this movement. This move will eventually have to react on this order block, which is this significant order block right there. So I can delete that. I maintain that. I mean this fair value gap, so I'm going to maintain that fair value gap right there is the one that price is going to react back to. So we are still buying, so it's going to come there and then we start to sell right like that. So remember, most of the fair value gaps we wait for at least 50%, of the fair value gap, then we can actually make our entries. So for now, I'm not entering any sales. I'm actually going to be holding back any entries, even though that I see that on M15 we have a change of character. That won't change what I'm looking for right now. So I'm not going for this. If I actually get an entry to enter the buys, I will be looking for that. So for now, no sell entries and no even buy entries. Yeah. H1 is currently showing us that price is below our 10 MA. So let's look at if price reaches here, what will happen. We may get a reaction to actually continue buying it because we are still in an uptrend. All right, jump 10 has come back to our point of has come back to this level, to the support level. So we can delete all that. We needed an entry, but we never got any entry. So now all this can be deleted. It kept within that channel until it reached that support level. So go to daily, weekly. What are we looking for? We're looking for sales. We've gone back to that. We're reacting there so that we can get that kind of buy. No, not really. Does it have enough momentum to continue pushing for sales? I don't see it. I don't see it. This is no longer valid. Actually, it is valid because it is a resistance level now. So delete that. This is what daily. There is a resistance level, a support level down below there. It's holding up, so price is within the range there. Goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. So these two are our range levels currently, these two. So I can easily, that was a valid order block, first leave it there for now. This is also a valid OB down below here, you can also leave it for now. And then, so if we leave them, what are we looking at then? H4 is in a buy, is in a sell trend according to what we see on CCI. Is this enough? Does it have enough momentum to break out from that support? Alright, I think it does. I don't know. Not really. It doesn't, but we have to wait and see because this H4 hasn't closed yet. It has actually started now. So not really entering, no entering here, no entering anywhere, no entering anywhere. We are still in a sell. M15 is a sell, H1 is a sell, H4 is a sell. Why? Because of change of characters. We haven't gotten any change of characters to actually direct us into buys, so we are still selling. M15, H1 we are selling still, H4 we are selling still. So I can't sell from there being a support level. All I can do is wait for either a pullback or a breakout from that support level. So that's a no-go also. We are trading within the range, you have to remember that. So it may still give us this kind of move back there and then again come down. So whatever it gives us, please, we will take whatever it does, but we cannot enter from here either to sell or to buy. We have no entry point. Alright, now that is said, I can easily now do the recap. I don't know if you guys, the chat was blurry. Maybe it was the buffering of internet, I don't know. So I'm not sure if you guys are seeing the way I'm seeing the charts, but clearly this, since yesterday, the charts, the market is slow. So that can tell us that even the guys in Forex, I don't think they are even trading at all. I don't think so, because of how the market is right here. So let's make the recap and we call it a day. Let's make a recap and we call it a day. Alright, so we are looking for this kind of move. So until then, we are not entering this. But you have to remember that. Just a minute. We haven't touched the other trend line. Do we need to touch it? I doubt we need to, but still, we haven't even reached the resistance level on CCI, so it may continue in a buy like that. It may continue in a buy. If it continues in a buy, it means it will break the structure right there, so that means it will continue buying. So for now, that's a no-go. Boom 1000, we've got to that level, and just like I told you that we wanted some reaction, price reaction there, and we've started to see it. So what do? All we need is an entry point to actually make a buy. So we haven't currently, none, we don't have any, so we wait for it probably on M15. Boom, 500. Clearly you can see that it is still up and down. It is still up and down. So price is within that kind of it's like a pennant, so it's within the pennant. So if it is a confirmed pennant, price will be going all the way up there, to continue with the previous trend. What is this? V25S. V25S is on a support. According to daily, and we were asking ourselves if we have enough momentum to break out and continue selling. But clearly we can see that price has reacted to that trend line, this very trend line, which can now insinuate that we may now get to see some bit of bias to push to reach the other trend line, and probably also give us our anticipation of a fake breakout right about there before we can actually get enough momentum to push for the sells and break that support level right about there. So what do we do now? Go to M15 and we wait for a confirmation to make the buy entries, or a confirmation or a breakout to continue breaking and selling this asset. Alright, that is it on V25S. This is what V75. V75 is a no-go. Why? Because the trend is still a buy, because we haven't seen any change of character to actually insinuate sells. So this is where we saw the change of character to continue buying. So we are still buying, even though when you can see the support, the resistance right there here, that trend is still a buy trend. So don't rush into making decisions, follow the trend. Jump 50, we just made that entry. I'm looking at trading this kind of M, the leg of M right here. So I didn't want to make the big stop loss level, so I had to bring it a bit tight. So I know it may be taken out, but we have just started a new H4 candle. So let's see whether it's going to go back up or continue down and give us the right leg of this M formation. That's what I'm capitalizing on. Jump 25. There's a resistance here. A valid order block. We are still buying, just like V75. So we are still in a buy trend. Why? Because we don't have any change of character to actually say that we are selling. Yes, of course we have it on M15, but is it enough? We don't have it on H1. So this may be seen just like a pullback to continue and reach the other level. Why? Because MCCI is not yet overbought, and clearly we still have that valid fair value gap, which is in premium. So that's the reason why I'm not inclining myself to sells yet. So there's this still void space which carries more liquidity. that has to be taken out before it can actually get momentum to sell this asset. So that's the reason why I'm not looking at sells. That's the reason I'm still seeing buys in here for now. And lastly, Jump 10 is trying to give us a reaction to actually have our entries to buy this asset once more, having gotten back to this range level, or call it a resistance, a support level down below here. And like I told you, this price has been in a range for the last, I don't know how many days, ever since 22nd, I think 23rd, ever since 23rd of Feb, we've been trading within this kind of range. So that's why I'm not rushing to make any decisions yet until we have approved entry, or until we get some good confirmations to actually make the entry. So if you see a breakout right here, know that that will be a good indication to actually look for buys and make that trade come through. So for now, nothing yet, so it's a no-go. It's a no-go. Let's be patient. I don't know how many trades we are going to make this week, but clearly they are going to be few, unless if something changes in the market. This was a better way to make this entry when price reacted right here. This was a change of character and a return to change of character. This is V75. Like I told you, we are still in a buy trend, so we would have entered right here, and clearly price has reacted back to that order block. One may say we enter, but then if you're entering, does it have enough momentum to continue pushing for the buys, having seen these levels right there? I would certainly wait. You have to remember that the buy is still on to reach all the way up there. That's why the sells are very skeptical. Anyone entering sales, they have to be skeptical to make that kind of entry. So because we're still looking for buy entries to push us all the way up there. All right, I think that's it. Let's call it a day. We have only, I don't know if you guys have entered, but as a person, I've only entered on Jump 25, which I believe, was it Jump 25, Jump 50? Yes, Jump 50. It's the only entry I've made. I'm looking at trading that right leg for the M formation. Once it comes through, then I think I'll be out of the market, but until then, I don't see any valid entries yet. At all. We keep waiting. Just like that, this has now decided to give us a breakout. Remember, we were saying that this is a pennant, and if it is a pennant, then we will see a continuation of the buy. So if we see an entry right here, if this ends up being a successful breakout, then the buy will continue to reach that other side. So for now, we wait. I think that's it. Basically, the market is slow. And please don't put yourself on pressure of wanting to make money in the market. If the market is slow, the best thing is close the charts, go and do some other things. That is the best thing, because if you stay within the charts, you keep on rotating, coming from this and that, you end up forcing some trades and making mistakes that you will regret on later on. So if the market is slow, please close your charts. Don't trade, just wait for another day and see the charts again. If you get a better entry level or a better move, then you push for that, but don't force trades because you will regret later. I think that's it. Let me wish you guys a good day. See you tomorrow same time. Today at 1 I will do a BTC analysis, so that will be coming in later on at 1. So for now, I want to say happy trading. I want to say happy trading for everyone here, and let's meet tomorrow once again. But also for the BTC, you can always join and we check BTC because the retracement all the way to the 70k prices has been on, just like we anticipated in our previous sessions, to the retracement to push us back to 70k. So that's where we are currently. We'll check back at 1 to see if we can capitalize on BTC also. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading day. See you.